Hello everyone, Deborah Roth here from Spirited Living. Delighted to be back with you this week for another installment of our exploration of goddesses from around the world, of the divine feminine archetype that we carry within us, as all of us, male or female, our inner goddess team, as I call them. And somewhere on this video you'll see, I think towards the beginning, my wonderful web goddess puts a little eye that gives more information about what I mean by the divine feminine and the qualities that I believe so passionately this world needs in order to continue to flourish, to survive. Certainly divine masculine traits as well, but compassion and empathy and honoring our intuition and our emotions, celebrating our connection to nature and to our bodies. All of those are just a few examples. So I hope that as you watch today's video, you tune into this celebration and goddess, Matariki from New Zealand, and I will tell you more about her in a minute. And if you like what you see, definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel. I start out with these on Facebook and Instagram Live, and then they get transferred to my YouTube channel. Comment, let me know what you think. Please let me know if there are goddesses that you're curious about or that are favorite of yours that I haven't covered in the last, gosh, almost 3 years. I've been doing this since August 2020. So just as a quick little preamble, this week we are looking at, and as always, you can celebrate any of these divinely feminine archetypes any time of the year, but Matariki is found in a couple different sources. She's referred to as a goddess, but it is also a very important auspicious celebration around the world, particularly in New Zealand with their first people, with their indigenous people, the Maori. So the Matariki is actually another name and represents the constellation, the Pleiades, which in Greek mythology were, or in all kinds of mythology, represented the mother, and so this is the mothering time of year and the Cancer time of year, which we entered on June 21st when the sun entered Cancer on the summer solstice. So I think I kind of use that as a basis for some of the goddesses that I'm highlighting this month, but also because Matariki is celebrated in New Zealand in usually it varies, but usually in late June, early July, and this year it's being celebrated on July 14th. So we're a little early, but the vibe is there. Last year I think it was June 24th. Next year in 2024 it'll be June 28th. And that was actually set in place. The dates were set in place for the next 30 years as recently as 2020, when it was declared a national holiday. So Matariki is referred to as a holiday which celebrates the point in the sky when you can view, at least in New Zealand, and it's different times of the year obviously in different places, that you can view the Pleiades, that they become visible again. And it's a huge celebration of peace and the harvest. In New Zealand, this time of year, it's towards the end of the harvest. So it's really a time to embrace what's your own, what are you harvesting, what are you bringing to fruition in your own life. And likewise, it's a time to really celebrate peace and harmony. And in some cultures, it's said that, I have to look at my notes because I learned a lot. This is one of those ones that I didn't really know much or really anything. I've certainly heard of the Pleiades, but not of Matariki. So it is celebrated somewhere as a time to, with war is not allowed, because she is thought and again, I'm referring to her as a she, and there's only one or two sources that talk about Matariki being an actual goddess, even though it represents the Pleiades, which are the 7 stars, and so her symbols are stars and the number 7, obviously. But it is a time that during this late June, early July time, where you can ask yourself, where in your life are you not in sync? Or do you need to bring a sense of more harmony and peace? So that's one of the ways that we can acknowledge in our present lives and our everyday lives, how we can tap into this Matariki energy. It was considered that when the Pleiades, when Matariki reappears in the sky, that it's a good omen if the skies are clear and the stars themselves are bright and clear. Hazy stars might mean that there's going to be a cold, harsh winter. And then on top of that, in the Maori tradition, the brightness of each individual star also predicts the fortunes of the particular qualities or the meaning of that star, whether it's for wind or food that grows on trees or in the ocean. Some of them, and I will probably not have this, let's see. So, to the Maori, this is one thing that I found, is that, so Matariki is considered the mother, and her 6 daughters are Tupu Anuku, Tupu Arangi, Wati, Wata, Waipunarangi, and Ururangi. Those are her 6 daughters, and so those 7 stars that you see up in the Pleiades, that's how they are celebrated. And the idea is that once you bring the harvest in, it's a little bit like a Thanksgiving for the Maori and for some of these other cultures that celebrate it, that you share your bounty with friends and family, and so it's a big harvest celebration. What else do I want to tell you about it? It's a time, it's kind of like a new year for them. So it's a time for thinking about starting things new, to bring in the old crops, preserving old crops, and to start to think about planting the new crops for the year ahead. Let's see, crops have been harvested, seafood and bird. I mean, it really hit everything. With plenty of food in the storehouses, Matariki was a time for singing, dancing, and feasting. So think about the things that you want to harvest this time of year yourself. And I've often mentioned Patricia Telesco, who has a fun book called 365 Goddesses. She has a really lovely suggestion for how to tap into the star symbolism of Matariki, and that's to carry 7 stars with you, or maybe to eat 7, I don't know, some kind of star candy maybe, as you make a wish, as you create a vision for what it is that you want to manifest, what it is that you want to ask Matariki's support and guidance for. In other cultures, let's see, in Japan, she's known as, the celebration is known as Subaru, like the car, I guess. The cluster of stars has also been celebrated by Africans, American Indians, the Aborigines, Chinese, Vikings. So the idea is that it's a time for paying tribute to ancestors, to celebrate the year ahead, and all of these themes of unity and peace, regardless of what culture you're in. But I loved the particular emphasis, as I always love it when we have goddesses that emphasize peace and harmony, because sometimes it seems like we're not in that place very often nowadays. Also wanted to show you, I don't know how clearly you can see it, but this is an image of the Pleiades with Matariki at the top, and then these are her 6 daughters, and the stars, the constellation, are embodied in that picture of her 6 daughters. So that's what the Pleiades, what Matariki looks like. I think that's all I want to let you know. What I wanted to share with you is a chant that some of you who are yogis, who love doing satsang and singing yogic chants and Sanskrit chants, This is one that has always been one of my favorites in yoga classes, that I also sing on my own as an evocation of peace, because it is basically, it's a prayer for the well-being of all creatures in the universe. And so it may sound familiar to you. So I offer this up, and I invite you to do the same whenever you're watching this. Offer this up to Matariki, to the energies of peace and harmony, of harvest, and sending it up to the stars, to the Pleiades. Loka samasta sukino babantu. Loka samasta sukino babantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Om shanti shanti shanti. Om. Namaste. Go in peace in this time of Matariki. Look for the Pleiades in the sky if you're in a part of the world where they are revealing themselves. And think about those of us, I'm on the east coast of the US, so we're not quite at the harvest, what we consider the typical harvest time, but we're harvesting strawberries, we're harvesting other things right now. And I invite you to carry that spirit with you. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope you celebrate this, this beautiful energy all year long. Bye for now.